Hello, students. Welcome back to another class of business studies. We have already completed our first chapter, that is business, trade, and commerce. And now we're going to start with our second chapter, that is forms of business organization. So, forms of business organization is one of the very important decision to be taken while starting a business enterprise. So, while starting a business enterprise, one of the most very important decision to be taken is the choice of the form of business organization. And how we're going to decide is it's on the basis of analyzing and measuring and determining the merits and demerits, the advantages and disadvantages of each and every organization. And this is how we'll come into a conclusion and decide which form of organization to select as a business enterprise for us. So, this is what we're going to study in today's class. The forms of business organization. We have first one, sole proprietorship. Second one, joint Hindu family business. The third one is partnership. The fourth one is cooperative societies. And the fifth one is joint stock company. For today's class, dear students, we're going to study the first one, that is sole proprietorship, its meaning and its features. So the first one, sole proprietorship, and the meaning and its features we're going to study in today's class. The rest of the others will be studying in the next class. So sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship means one single person is owning and controlling and managing the whole business. So sole proprietorship refers to a form of business organization which is owned, managed and controlled by an individual who alone earns all the profits and bears all the risk. Yes. So this is one man show, one man business, one person business. Sole means single or one. Proprietorship means ownership. So this is what is one single person manages, controls, forms and carries on the business, and he alone shares all the profits and bears all the risk of loss as well. For example, you might have seen this very familiar and very common enterprises, that is sole proprietorship. For example, we have beauty parlors, hair salons, stationery shops, bakeries, any sort of retail shops are all coming under sole proprietorship. When one person is managing the whole business, then it is called as sole proprietorship, means single owner. That is what is the meaning of sole proprietorship, and it is the most popular and very easy form of business organization. So now we're going to study the characteristics or nature or the features that it contains. So features of sole proprietorship are as follows: formation and closure, liability, sole risk bearer and profit recipient, control, no separate entity, and lack of business continuity. These are the features, very important features of a sole proprietorship business. We'll study this one by one. So the first one is formation and closure. So formation and closure is very easy here. There are no much formalities required to start a sole proprietorship business, and in some cases one may require only license. So in some cases just license is required, otherwise even that is not required. You need not go through any sort of any procedures or formalities, legal formalities or documentation in forming or even in closing. There is no procedures or formalities as such. It's very easy to start and it's very easy to end this form of business organization. So closure of the business is also very easy without much of proceedings or procedures. Therefore, formation and closure is very easy in a sole proprietorship. So you can start anytime without much of the formalities, and you can also close down, end the business at any time. It's very easy. Second feature is liability. So liability means a sole proprietor will always have unlimited liability. It means that the owner is personally responsible for the payment of debts in case of any assets of the business are not sufficient to pay all the debts. So in other words, the owner's personal assets like car, house, land or any other asset or property, etc., could be sold for repaying the debts. So liability means unlimited liability. It is extended. So unlimited liability in the sense, for example, if you have taken loan from a bank or any financial institutions, and when you're going to repay it back, if at all in any case under any circumstance you're unable to pay it back, then first they will sell out. You have to sell out the assets of your company or business and make good and pay all your repayment of loans should be done. If that is not sufficient, it will come again to your property, your personal property, that it can be, it may be your car, it may be your land, it can be your building, it can be your any of the assets from such example. And then these assets are your personal assets which are attached to the business in case you are unable to repay the loans or the debts whatever is pending. So this is what happens in liability. Unlimited liability means it is extended even to your personal property. So if at all your business property or business assets are insufficient to repay your debt, then your personal property could be sold out in order to repay the debts. Next important feature of sole proprietorship is sole risk bearer and profit recipient. Yes, the sole proprietor bears all the risk of losses alone and at the same time enjoys all the profits by himself. Yes, both. He enjoys all the profits by himself, he need not share it with anybody, and at the same time when the business incurs loss also, he cannot share it with anybody. He alone has to bear and suffer all the losses of the business. So because it is one man show, one man business, therefore profits always become a direct reward for his risk bearing. So every time it is reflected how much of risk you take, that much of profit you earn, and all that profit belongs to only that proprietor himself. He need not share it with anybody. Next one, control. The sole proprietor has all the right to run and control the business and take all the decisions without consulting anyone or without anybody's interference. In other words, he can carry out his plans according to his own will and wish. Yes, he has total liberty and freedom to take his own decisions without even consulting anybody. He has all the right and authority to carry out his business according to his will and wish, because he alone controls. He has total control and he manages the business all alone. So he need not consult anybody, or nobody has the right to interfere in his business. So this is what is called as control. The sole proprietor has total control over his business for any plan framing or any decision making. Next one is no separate entity. So sole proprietor does not have any separate identity from that of its owner in the eyes of law. Sole trader and the business are one, and he alone is responsible for all the business activities. So here what happens is, in the eyes of law, it is not separately treated. The owner is not separate and the business is not separate. Business and owner both are one in the eyes of law. So this proprietor himself is responsible for all the activities that are taking place in the business. Law can do nothing there. So it's not recognized as a separate entity. A separate entity means the owner is separate and the entity or the business will be treated separately in the eyes of law. But in case of sole proprietorship, it is not so. It is not a separate entity. Both are one and the same in the eyes of law, and that is why the sole trader is all alone responsible for all the business activities. Next one is lack of business continuity. So the sole proprietorship business is owned and controlled by only one person. Therefore, you know what happens. If anything wrong goes to that one person, happens to that person, then the business can be even closed down. So that is why, therefore, the death, insanity, illness, bankruptcy, etc. will directly affect the business, and it may at times lead to even closure of the business. Therefore, it lacks continuity. So it is said that sole proprietorship business doesn't have a long life because it depends on one and only one person, and if anything happens to that person, for example, if he's sick or if he's bankrupt or he becomes insane, mentally ill, anything of that matter, then what happens is it will directly affect his business, and sometimes it may lead to even end up the business, closure of the business also it can lead to. So this is why they say sole proprietorship business doesn't have a long life, it has a very short life because it is dependent on one single person. So that's all for today's class, dear students. In our next class, we'll study about the same topic, the sole proprietorship, the advantages and the disadvantages of a sole proprietorship business. I hope you have understood. Thank you.